All right, what's up, y'all? Locks and Load Firearm reviews here today. So I'm in the office. Just got done going with live, but I still got more in me. So I want to make this video to answer the question. Locks and Load, if you had to recommend a firearm to a new female shooter, a new woman warrior, right? A woman who's buying a gun for concealed carry. Again, concealed carry. What weapon would I recommend? Right. So the gun I would recommend that a woman carries would be one of these: Smith and Wesson M&P, whether it be a 380 easy or a 9 mil. I prefer the 9 mil. Right. You get the same amount of rounds. So let the video scroll through. And so I believe this is one of the best firearms for a new female shooter because if you've been a firearm instructor for a time, one of the struggles women have is they don't have the muscle. They don't have the muscle to always pull the slide back on a firearm and lock it back to the rear and all that stuff. So what this firearm is, that little handle at the back. Let's see if I can. So if you look at the back of the gun, I don't know if I can make it any bigger. If you look at the back of the gun, it's got that little lever, and so what that does is I believe it assists you in pulling back the slide. So basically, it's called the easy because it's easy to manipulate the slide. Right. The reason why they made this gun was because women were struggling with like Glock 19, CZ, PO7 to pull the slide back on that firearm. Right. They just weren't strong enough. They didn't have the muscle, and so I believe that lever helps with that. Don't quote me. That might be a grip safety like a 1911. No, don't completely right. Um, but it is easier to manipulate the slide on this handgun, and also with the magazines, they have little tabs on the side that you can pull down. So it pulls down the magazine follower and compresses the spring, so it makes it easier for them to load ammunition. So those two things right there. Make it really one of the better female preferred firearms. All right, I want to say a girl gun because girl guns don't exist. A girl gun, a woman gun, ladies gun is whatever gun she wants to pick up and use proficiently, right? But with those concerns and with those issues that those women encounter, this firearm really does make it easier and more enjoyable for those women to get into shooting because pulling back that slide on a normal gun, like again in my classes, it's always been kind of a struggle trying to figure out, all right, how do I teach this woman how to lock the slide back, and watching her struggle to get enough force to push it back and teaching her all these techniques. Then seeing them with these pistols and they can easily just push it back. So then it's 9 mil. The only thing I don't like about this pistol, I would say, is that it's only 8 rounds. So one chamber 9 rounds, which isn't the end of the world because I carried my 43, not the X, but my original 43, and it was 9 rounds. So you can definitely get by, especially if it's just for concealed carry. So you can get by with it. Is I would just prefer like a 12 rounds at least, but 8 rounds 9 mil, 9 rounds 9 mil. Keep a spare mag, right? Um, but even shooting the gun is actually not bad. The trigger is actually pretty good. If you look at some of the guns, like the performance centers with the ported barrels and like the better triggers, those are actually very flat shooting, nice shooting guns. The recoil isn't um, is this is lesser felt recoil because of the ports in the barrel. So the Smith and Wesson EZs has been honestly kind of like I've been looking at them as they come to my classes because I've seen more and more women with these pistols, and I take a few rounds through them to shoot it, see how it is. It's actually not a bad gun. I actually, if I was gonna buy a gun, I wouldn't mind one of these for like my mom and my sister because again, sometimes they do struggle themselves And then my mom, she'll struggle to pull a slide back on a handgun, like my Glock or something. So something like this, where she has, she's getting older, she has trouble pushing slide back. Something like this might be more efficient for her, and then they don't have to struggle so much with a heavy slide and putting rounds in magazines. A lot of times they'll probably end up shooting that gun a lot more, so they end up becoming more proficient with that firearm. So I do rate the Smith& Wesson EZs as one of my preferred firearms for women because of the issues that they solved. Like the gun was pretty much specifically designed for women uh, because they were having issues that other guns with like the normal guns, right? And so Smith& Wesson, which I like that Smith& Wesson was one of the, like they're the only ones that making something like this. So Smith& Wesson was looking and saw, hey, we have a market we can touch on here, and they've been capitalizing on it. And shout out to them because they made a decent firearm for it. So just wanted to give my quick video, my quick thoughts on what I would prefer as an instructor who has trained numerous women, continues to train women, and seeing like firsthand some of the issues and problems that a normal gun versus a Smith& Wesson EZ. I've seen women actually really, manipulate the firearm, load the rounds easier, uh, and then it really kind of helps out the class because I don't have to sit and spend so much time finding all these different techniques and spending 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to get this person, teaching them how to lock the slide back by pushing forward the hip and pushing back, right, all these little techniques. And so they can just right then and there squeeze the back of the handle and the slide just goes back easily, and they can lock it in place. Cool. All right, we learned that in 5 seconds, right? And if you learn how to load a magazine by pulling tabs down, the round just falls in there. All right, cool. We learned how to load a magazine in like 5 seconds. And so now we can focus more time, effort, and energy on the actual class, on the actual proficiency of shooting versus, teaching you how to load a magazine. So that's LocsNLoad's preferred handgun for women is the Smith& Wesson EZ, preferably in 9mm, but the 380s work. It just my thing with 380 is that you're not getting much. You're not really getting any real benefit over a 9mm, right? If the 380 holds 9 rounds and the 9mm holds 9 rounds, why would you go with a smaller caliber? I know. Oh, for let recoil difference between a 9 and 380 isn't like huge. It's not like shooting a 22 and a 44 Magnum. So it just comes down to training. And then 380 costs more than 9mm. So so that's my 2 cents on it. Like, comment, subscribe if you fuck with the video. If you learned something, let me know in the comment section. And if you fellas, if your girl is looking for a firearm, you might want to take a look at that and see how she likes that, especially if she struggles to muscle like one of your Glocks or your HK or your SIG, whatever, right? So, food for thought. So, like, comment, subscribe. On top of that, stay educated, stay dangerous. Lock and load out.